You aren't lazy, you're being outgunned by an algorithm designed to steal your physical potential. Think of your motivation like a bucket of water. You wake up ready to pour that energy into your training, your meal prep, your career. Most people believe their lack of fitness progress is a character flaw, a simple lack of discipline. But recent institutional data from the APA reveals much more mechanical reality. Your smartphone hijacks your mesolimbic pathway, triggering a 20 to 50% higher activation in the nucleus accumbens compared to natural non-digital rewards. While you're beating yourself up for skipping the gym, your phone is literally re-engineering your brain to prefer the scroll over the squat. But every time you reflexively reach for that glass rectangle in your pocket, you're punching a hole in the bottom of that bucket. By the time you get to the gym at 5 p.m., that bucket is empty. You're standing there wondering where your drive went, not realizing it leaked out during those 45 quick checks of your notifications on Instagram throughout the morning. This isn't about time management. It's about energy hemorrhaging. We have to look at the hard numbers. A 2018 meta-analysis titled Smartphone Use and Academic Performance by Wilmot and colleagues found that a heavy phone use correlates with a significant drop in self-regulation, specifically between 0.15 and 0.30 standard deviations. Now that might sound like academic jargon, but here's the reality. Those reward-seeking notifications explained 14% of the variance in why people fail to stick with their goals. So when you feed that dopamine loop, you're systemically weakening the very muscle you need to finish a hard set of lunges and your ability to self-regulate. Listen, I've been in the trap. I spent years working through this myself, being stuck in the plateau phase. I remember a period where I was doing everything right on paper, perfect program, clean diet, but my intensity was trash. I was distracted. I was irritable. My recovery was non-existent. It wasn't until I looked at my screen time when I saw 6 hours a day that I realized I was in a state of constant dopamine fry. I had to quit the system to regain my body. And I'm not talking to you from a lab. I'm talking to you as someone who had to win this fight to get my gains back. But here is the pivot you need to understand. Your phone isn't just a distraction like a noisy neighbor. It's a biological sculptor. It's actively changing the physical architecture of your brain while you sit there. If you think you can just will your way out of this while keeping your habits exactly the same, you've already lost. You're bringing a knife to a gunfight, and the gun was designed by thousands of engineers at tech giants with billions of dollars specifically to keep you from putting it down. You want the cold hard truth? Research in Frontiers in Psychology found that smartphone usage over just 2 hours a day was linked to reduced gray matter in the anterior cingulate cortex. That is the exact region of your brain responsible for discipline and impulse control. Montag's 2021 meta-analysis of over 25,000 people showed that up to 35% of users exhibit dopamine dysregulation identical to gambling addicts. So, what's the recovery system? Winning isn't about throwing your phone in the ocean. It's about building a system that treats your focus like a muscle in recovery. We need to move from using the phone to managing the device. The solution isn't to create a digital environment where your anterior cingulate cortex, that discipline center, isn't being constantly bombarded. We're trying to stop the leak in your bucket by implementing a high-friction strategy. If you want the physical muscle in your body, you have to protect the gray matter in your head. It's time to stop the theft and reclaim the effort. So let's talk about the focus protocol. Here is how you disarm the trap in 3 steps. First, the 2-hour blackout. For the first hour of your day and the hour before bed, your phone stays in another room. No exceptions. This allows your dopamine receptors to reset. Second, high friction apps. Delete any app that you reflexively open and only access them via desktop browser. This small barrier kills the gambling-style dopamine loop that they were talking about in the study. Third, the analog gym rule. Your phone does not enter the weight room. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. You can keep letting a 5-inch screen dictate your dopamine, shrink your brain, and steal your physical results, or you can take personal responsibility and implement a system and reclaim your fundamental ability to focus and to win. Thousands of people are losing their gains right now because they just got a new notification. Will you be one of them? Or will you be the one that does the hard work? What are you actually willing to sacrifice to reach that next level? Make the shift. Put down the phone. Let's get to work. Let's win.